The Final Fantasy series. It's loved by all. Well, okay, that's a lie. I mean, it has to be a lie considering how much people like to bitch about all the newer titles every chance they get. But I like the games, so that's all that matters. And one thing I like about the games is that they're not just RPGs because they've spun off into other genres. Some attempts have been more successful than others, but hey, you get an A for effort, I guess. What could be my favorite genre that they've dabbled into was fighting games, though. The Dissidia games, despite my initial worry of them sucking ass, ended up being really good games. But as much fun as it is to force the main characters of the Final Fantasy series to duke it out with one another with senseless violence, there's one thought on everyone's mind. Why can't there be a fighting game where you only control chocobos and they try and kill each other? And if you did think that, you're a sick bastard. And so am I, because that sounds pretty fucking awesome. Well, lucky us, kinda, because it got cancelled, because there was almost a thing that was a fighting game with chocobos in it. And no, I'm not making that up. So today on Gaming Mysteries, I'll be talking about Chocobo Day Battle. Now, Chocobo Day Battle is exactly what the name implies. It was meant to be a fighting game based around chocobos, and was being developed by Square USA. The project was to be the first arcade release from Square, though that wouldn't be the only platform the game appeared on, as a PS1 version of the game was being considered. Now, unlike a lot of other fighters, the game presented a behind-the-character view, and the screen would be split while playing against someone else. But what's more interesting than the camera being set behind your character is that the game didn't exactly use standard arcade controls. I mean, you'd expect a standard arcade setup, a stick, some buttons, but no! Because this game was motion controlled based, believe it or not. You would control your character by moving your hands in front of a blue screened motion sensitive area to move your character and execute combos, though I'm going to use the word combo loosely because based on the very small amount of footage there is, all I can see are chocobos firing missiles at each other. And admittedly, I'm not the expert of chocobos, but I don't think that's biologically possible. I could be wrong, I might have to call an expert, but I think that's bullshit. Anyways, the whole motion control thing is a terrible idea for a fighting game, or at least I think so, because I just don't know how that can work properly with no controller involved at all. And hey, Microsoft, feel free to take notes at this point of the video. Granted, you're not going to watch this, so I can talk shit about you. The Kinect is awful, and you should feel awful. Zoidberg is the greatest character ever. I just wanted you all to know that. Anyways, I do find it hilarious that Square was trying this motion control shit years before everyone jumped on that ridiculous bandwagon. Now, the game's character roster consisted of a bunch of nobodies. I mean, I don't know who the fuck these people are, but I do know that one of them is a human gorilla-looking dude smoking a cigarette, and considering this was the 90s, he must be cool. Though his coolness aside, the game doesn't look very impressive, but this one magazine was really fucking impressed by it, going on and on about how the game would feature 80 million polygons per second, which I guess is really fucking impressive. I don't really pay attention to that shit, but they seem pretty stoked, so I'm gonna take their word on that one. It must be awesome. If nothing else, it's a pretty big number. Now, as odd as this title sounds, it may have been an okay game, but due to some unconfirmed reasons, the project was cancelled. There's been a lot of speculation as to why it was cancelled. Some say it's because Square wanted to focus on the home console market rather than work on arcade stuff, which, if that was their plan, I'd say it was a smart move considering how console gaming has dominated the world. Plus, arcades, at least in America, where I am, hi rest of the world, they're dead. Arcades are dead over here. Maybe the game could have thrived in Japan, but that would be dependent on its quality. But that's Chocobo Day Battle, the odd bird-based fighting game that never was. Honestly, I think I'm okay with this thing being cancelled. The concept alone is weird, and the motion controls for a fighting game with the camera angle thing, with the blah 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 blah, I don't think this game would have been any good. But, of course, we'll never know if that's actually the case, unless someone leaks the game. You've done it before. Come on, Internet. You can do this. Make me proud. This has been Gaming Mysteries. Thanks for watching.